Find the value of x, give your answer in simplest radical form. So for 1 through 3, you're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Since these are not special right triangles, they're not 45, 45, 90, they're not 30, 60, 90, and you're just trying to find one side of the missing triangle. So we're going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 6 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. X is your hypotenuse. It's opposite the right angle. So this is 36 plus 25 equals x squared, which is 61. 61, there are no perfect square factors of 61, so the answer to x is just the square root of 61. On number 2, you're asked to find the leg. They give you the hypotenuse. So this is x squared plus 13 squared equals 15 squared. And that gives you 169, and this is 225. So when you subtract 169 from both sides, you're left with x squared equals 56. And then you have to take the square root of that. 56 has a factor of 4. 4 goes into 56 14 times. So that leaves you with 14, and the square root of 4 is 2. So x is 2 square roots of 14. Now this one's a little bit more complicated because it involves some algebra. Again, the x plus 2 is opposite your right angle, so this is your hypotenuse. So it's going to be leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So 14 squared plus x squared equals x plus 2 squared. Now if you'll remember, we covered this several times when we talked about the Pythagorean theorem proof. This is not just x squared plus 4. This is x plus 2 times x plus 2. And I'm going to do that up here. X plus 2 times x plus 2. So you're just going to distribute. X times x gives you x squared. X times 2 is 2x, plus another 2x gives you 4x, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So you're just multiplying the x times the x and the 2, and this 2 times the x and the 2. And then 14 squared is 196 plus x squared. Since both sides of the equation have an x squared, then when you subtract them from both sides, they cancel out. So you have 196 equals 4x plus 4. And now you just have a two-step equation. So you're just going to subtract 4 from both sides. So you're left with 192 equals 4x, and then you're going to divide both sides by 4. So x equals 48. And then what you can do is you can plug that back in. So you can say 14 squared plus 48 squared and check to see if that equals 48 plus 2 is 50, and see if that equals 50 squared to check your work. So 14 squared is 196, and 48 squared is 2,304, and then 50 squared is 2,500. And so when you add 2,304 plus 196, you get 2,500. So that is 48 is the answer. So be sure to check that. Another thing, just from problems that students had last year, be careful when you're multiplying. Some multiplication that seems so easy, you might miss. 1 times 1 is not the same as 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So just slow down and be careful when you're working these problems so you don't make little mistakes like that.